Hey guys! Okay, so in this week's video, I'm going to talk to you about how the sense of being fixed, our mindset, and our fear of failure, and how we're motivated to achieve certain types of goals, how that relates to feelings of being an imposter. And so, a quick recap. So, when we have that fixed sense of self, we would say that was a fixed mindset. So, we have a fixed sense of our abilities and we don't really believe we can develop them. And when that happens, we're more likely to have a high fear of failure because we believe that everything we are is on the line. So, every time we try and do something and that high fear of failure is spiked, when we believe we're fixed, we're likely to end up either trying to prove our ability to others or avoid showing who we're not to others. And what my research has shown is that when we come from that fixed space, and remember, we're always both, there's always the mixture of both, but when we're predominantly in that fixed space, so we believe that we can't really develop, like who we are is who we are. When we come from that space and our high fear of failure is spiked, that actually leads into feelings of being an imposter. And so feelings of being an imposter is that self-perceived sense of inadequacy that like really sits in that core. It's where we feel like we've only got the opportunities we have because we've been lucky. It's where we believe that others are going to find out how like incapable or how much we're not actually able to do the things that we're doing. So that could be our job, that could be in a relationship, that could be in our personal lives. Essentially, it's any place where we feel like we're going to be found out. And really, what my research has shown is that there's this connection between that sense of being fixed and not able to develop our ability, so fixed mindset, and the high fear of failure and the feelings of being an imposter. And it makes sense, right? You can see how that runs through that. And so what we can also see in that research is that when we have those three elements there, so when we feel like we're fixed, when we've got that high fear of failure, and we end up feeling like an imposter, the kind of goals that we're motivated to use in that actually can reinforce that. So when we're in that space and we have that high fear of failure, if we then choose to avoid, so hide showing who we're not to others. So for example, we might not put ourselves forward for that opportunity. We might not get in that relationship, or we might not be truthful with others about how we're feeling or what we're doing, or it could be anything where we're basically feeling like we might fail and we're really scared of failing, and we're put into a situation which is testing that, and our response is to withdraw. So our response is to withdraw effort, to not actually put ourselves forward for that opportunity, to not be honest about where we are, and to not actually seek to develop in any way, so our abilities. And so when we go into that space, that's when it reinforces those feelings of being an imposter. So what can you do? So if you have those feelings and you are there and you recognize that you're feeling super fixed, and these are all things that I can massively relate to. So you're feeling super fixed, you're feeling like your fear of failure is spiking, and you are feeling like you don't want to reveal to other people that sense of inability. And so your instinct then is either to try and avoid, or your instinct is to try and prove. Instead, choose to learn. When we choose to see our abilities as capable of development, growth mindset, that reduces our fear of failure. Remember, that's because everything we are is not on the line. Because our setbacks, our failures actually become a source of information to help us develop and grow. And when that's happening, that means that we're less likely to be focused on what others think about us, because really that's what's happening with the prove and avoid goal. We're focusing on what others think of us, and then we're trying to like manage that, how we perceive ourselves being perceived by other people in that way. And when you do those things and you reduce that fear of failure and you have that growth mindset, you're more likely to try and develop your ability. So self-development instead of development or showing or avoiding showing something to others. And when you do that, you'll have less feelings of being an imposter. And so, so think to yourself, I am a learner. I am developing. Anybody can improve anything, because that's true. And when you do that, you will free yourself to develop and grow. You will free yourself to move through and beyond challenges, to grow from them, and you will be able to develop your abilities. Okay, guys, I really hope that was helpful for you. And I so appreciate all the comments that you got back to me within the messages from last week. So please do that the same and give me your feedback as well. And it would mean a lot to me for you to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you got something from it, and share it with somebody else who you think would benefit too. Okay, guys, so for the next one, I'm actually going to put a poll. A poll? That sounds really weird. I'm going to do a vote on the Facebook page. So Facebook page for Growing Beyond. And I'm going to do a poll or vote for what next week's topic will be. So I'm really excited to hear your thoughts on that. Okay, until next time, guys, take care.